You wake up in the morning, your eyes are open, but your mind still feels asleep. You stay in bed for a few seconds, caught between getting up or not. When your feet touch the floor, your body still feels like it's trying to catch up. Remembering things becomes harder. It even takes a few seconds to realize what day it is, and sometimes, your tongue doesn't cooperate. Even as you try to form your thoughts, these might not just be tiredness. And they're not simply momentary forgetfulness either. They could be subtle signals your nervous system is trying to send, and here's the key point. These signals are often most noticeable in the morning, because some morning habits, done for years without realizing, quietly weaken your nervous system, brain health, memory, and even muscle control. Today we're going to talk about some common morning habits that silently wear down your brain and nervous system, and we'll walk through exactly what to do instead, so you can start your mornings with more clarity and stability. This isn't just an informational video, this is an early warning system, before a silent nervous collapse sneaks up on you. If you're ready, let's begin. Drinking coffee or tea first thing on an empty stomach. Many of us begin the day like this. We open our eyes, walk to the kitchen, and turn on the kettle. A cup of tea or coffee, maybe with a biscuit, but here's the real problem. When you drink caffeinated drinks on an empty stomach, especially during the morning, when cortisol levels are naturally high, it puts extra stress on your nervous system. Your brain is already releasing stress hormones to help wake you up. Add caffeine on top of that, and your sympathetic nervous system goes into alarm mode. Heart rate increases, hands might tremble, you could feel slightly dizzy or notice a flutter in your stomach. More importantly, if this becomes a regular habit, it can damage the brain's GABA system. That's the brain's braking mechanism, the one that calms you down. Over time, it starts to break down. What to do instead? As soon as you wake up, drink warm lemon water or plain warm water. It balances digestion, stimulates the liver, and doesn't stress your nervous system. Don't drink coffee or tea until at least 30 minutes after breakfast. Add nervous system supporting ingredients to your morning drinks if you like: turmeric, ginger, a teaspoon of coconut oil, or a pinch of cinnamon. Skipping breakfast or eating only simple carbs. Some people start their day with just white bread and tea. Some skip breakfast entirely, but the brain, especially in the morning, needs energy and amino acids. Skipping breakfast or eating only carbs doesn't fuel the brain. It makes the fog worse. A brain that's been fasting too long forces the body into alternative energy states like ketosis, and as the body changes, managing that process becomes harder. Simple breakfasts with jam, white bread, and tea spike your blood sugar and crash it just as fast, leading to irritability, poor focus, and mood swings. What to do instead? Always include protein in your breakfast: eggs, curd cheese, unsalted olives, walnuts. Add a healthy fat: olive oil, avocado, walnut oil. You can include a small amount of fruit and foods rich in tryptophan: bananas, oats, yogurt. These help regulate serotonin levels. Getting up too quickly and jumping into action. Some people jump out of bed the second they wake up. They check their phone, rush to the bathroom, get dressed quickly, but this can actually be a serious jolt to the nervous system. When we wake up, the brain and neural circuits are not yet fully organized. Circulation hasn't kicked in completely. So standing too fast can lead to dizziness, blurred vision, even an increased risk of micro-strokes. As the body becomes more sensitive over time, smooth transitions become more important, not because of age, but because the system itself needs more balance. What to do instead? Stay seated in bed for 2 minutes after waking up. Think of it as a neurological buffer for the morning. After standing, do 3 to 5 minutes of light stretching, neck, shoulders, back rotations. Avoid looking at your phone or screen immediately. Blue light disrupts melatonin and throws off your rhythm for the rest of the day. Absorbing negative news, social media, or complaints. Your brain tends to stay in whatever mood it starts the day with. So if you begin your morning with upsetting news, arguments, or social media drama, your brain shifts into threat mode. That leads to elevated cortisol, lower serotonin, poor focus, and increased anxiety throughout the day. This kind of emotional stress also suppresses the vagus nerve, directly affecting digestion and internal balance. What to do instead? Create a screen-free zone for your first 30 minutes each morning. Use that time for soft music, nature sounds, prayer, meditation, or breathing exercises. Keep a small morning journal and write simple intentions. One thing I'm grateful for, one healthy step I'll take today, one thing I'll be mindful of. This strengthens not just the nervous system, but also the emotional regulation centers of the brain. Not drinking enough water in the morning. Starting the day dehydrated. Many people wake up mildly dehydrated and don't even realize it. That's because the thirst reflex becomes duller over time. But since the brain is mostly water, even slight dehydration can cause brain fog, headaches, and nervous fatigue. It can also trigger muscle cramps, slow digestion, and disrupt neural signals, thicken blood. From dehydration raises the risk of vascular blockages. What to do instead? As soon as you wake up, drink 1 glass of warm water. If you like, add a slice of lemon or a few drops of apple cider vinegar. Throughout the day, sip water hourly in small amounts. If you're planning to drink coffee in the morning, hydrate first with water. The way you start the day shapes the rest of it. Brain health hides in those small morning decisions. Did you drink coffee on an empty stomach? Skip breakfast? Dive into a screen right away? These micro choices add up to macro consequences over time. The good news: you can become aware of these habits and replace them with healthier, supportive ones. And yes, this works at every stage of life, because the brain is a plastic organ. It can always reorganize itself with the right inputs. Start your mornings just a bit slower, a bit more intentionally. A little protein, some water, a few minutes of stillness, and gentle movement. That's all it takes. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's grow together. Here's to healthier mornings with you.